The S word, showboating.
It's just my style. I'm seeing highlights and I'm like, I did all that. So sometimes I don't really know I'm doing it, if I'm really being honest. I just do it because I'm in that flow, I'm having fun, I'm getting a bit excited.
Do you practice this stuff? Do you know what I mean? You've gone, right, in this fight, like when your missus asks you, you're like, oh, what about if I pretend to talk to someone but I'm still hitting him?
No, I think they wouldn't let me in the ring if I'm honest.
Welcome to the George Groves Boxing Club. I am George Groves, this guy, Dec, and today we are joined by someone who's going viral, Dec.
Just a
big
bit.
Name, and more importantly than almost anything else, our knockout artist of the year.
Yeah.
2023. Award winning Ben Whittaker. Ben, thanks for coming in, surgeon. You're part of the club now.
You got the trophy?
Oh yeah, it was on the way. I don't know what happened to it. Next time we will get the trophy. But yeah, Ben, you're probably definitely the most talked about boxer in Britain at the moment. Mr. Viral. Kicked off debates left, right and centre from that knockout against Khalid Graidia. But to be fair, you do it every single fight you have. Yeah. The clips go viral.
You can't complain, can you, to be honest? It's one of those I was telling people at the media day not so long ago. I was like, I'm not doing it for the views, if I'm honest. It's just my style. And if you do get the views and feedback from it, it's a compliment. But I'm actually just doing it because that's me. So.
Yeah. It comes across like that, to be honest, that it's genuine, that you're not just a gimmick as such, you know, and you can fight. So that bit's important as well,
exactly.
You know, that bit's important.
Exactly. It's all well and good bouncing on your one leg, but if you can't fight, then there's no point.
So this episode is like, we think, the showman. It's a showman episode. It's all encompassing because I think it's fair to say you are that and you enjoy being that person.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? So we just want to get to the bottom of what that is, I suppose.
Like showmanship's a catch-all term in it. It's not just what you do in the ring, but it's like the ring walk, the kit, the chat, everything else, being a showman. Yeah. Now, you already said there that your style in the ring and the clips that are going viral, you just do it because it happens. It's not like you're thinking about it. But have you always valued that idea of, right, I'm a showman, I need to be a bit more than just a good fighter? Is that something that you've worked on and thought about? Yeah,
and like that point where I just touched on saying it's just me. I think that might be going back to watching professional boxing. I've always thought about, like yourself, when you come out on a bus and stuff. Do you know what I mean? I wanted stuff like that. I was like, I want a sick ring walk. I want the kit looking good. I'll think about the fight after. And sadly, I still have that mindset now. That's why I have a good team around me. They focus on the fight. I'll focus on the kit. And that's what we do.
That skeleton kit of the weekend, though, that was something else. That was quality.
Class. Yeah. What's her name now? Sophie from Fight Label.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Fight Label.
Shout her out. She usually likes just doing people's kit, but I say, no, I want it like this. It has to be like this. This has got to be there. And she likes it like how I do it. And it's working so far. That
skeleton one then, obviously it works with the surgeon and with the logo and that. Is that going to be a trademark, or are you going to change it again next time?
One of those. When I was a kid, I always said every fight I want to change my kit, so I've got to stick to that now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, that was a good kit. I'd like to keep it, but we've got to have a new one every fight.
There's got to be something that sticks, though. Yeah. That's building the brand.
That's what Sugar said. Sugar said you got to find your own color. You got to find your own this and that, and just keep running with it. But might be one of those little things where I used to wear lucky pants, lucky socks. I've got to keep changing it now, or if I keep it, something might happen.
Skeleton. I love it. Should we start on the ring walks?
Yeah.
Because that was something you were interested in. Obviously, you're a ring walk man.
Yeah.
And it's something you've had from the start. Was it your debut when you had the ballerina?
Oh, no, my debut was a guitar.
Oh, yeah, the guitar.
I was trying to go a bit overboard on the debut, but in my head, I was it's the debut.
The Prince one, wasn't it?
Down. Yeah, Prince. Yeah.
So do you come up with these ideas yourself for the ring walk?
Yeah, so some of them I send to Sky and they're a bit like, the budget's a bit crazy, calm yourself down, which is true. But yeah, I shoot out all my ideas, and so far they came through with each one.
So you got to think about what looks kick-ass, like what sort of is a bit encompassing of who you are, and also what can fit in the camera lens, like
exactly.
Because like when you start getting bigger and you start selling out arenas, you know, you want an elaborate ring walk, you might cut into 15,000 seats, and you're like, it's going to cost a few quid.
Exactly.
So I had for Eubank, I wanted to come out to Love Roller Coaster, is it? But the Chili's covered it, and it's in like Beavis and Butthead.
Oh yeah, Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
Of love.
So I figured we could get a roller coaster in the arena, just a little one that did a little loop the loop, and then I jumped out. But budget fucking failed me. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah,
that'd have been sick.
Have they knocked anything back yet, Ben? Where you've been like, right, I want this, and they go, let's wait till British title fight. Let's wait for an eliminator.
If anything, I actually pushed one back from them.
Oh yeah, go on.
I'm quite realistic. You have to be realistic. Saturday's opponent was decent, but he's not at a level where you can start doing extravagant stuff. People be like, what the hell is he doing? And they said that come out on a what's it called, like a big truck or something. And I was like, a truck for my third fight? I don't think that'll hit well. So let's just get the ballerina, let's do this, do that, and that works. So if anything, I'm the one who's calming them down.
Yeah. So when we're talking about showmen, I know you used to watch Cubans a lot.
Yeah.
Were there anyone non-Cuban? Were there showmen you used to watch? You know, when you were growing up, who did you idolise? Like, do you think like Nazim Hamid and people like that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I keep saying to people, Naz wasn't actually someone in our household we watched. If I'm honest, no, because like, my dad's like a real boxing purist. Not saying he isn't, but he had the flash. But I don't think he really had the basics. My dad would make me just watch like nothing but Cuban boxing, like the real art of boxing. And then my first actual professional fight I watched was Floyd Mayweather versus De La Hoya. And I was like, who's this geezer with the glasses? And my dad said, it's Mayweather, he's supposed to be a good fighter, blah, blah. Sat down, watched him, and that's when I fell in love with boxing.
That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because Mayweather was like, in that, especially in that promotion, it was almost the one where he was like, right, I'm gonna be a character.
Yeah. And me watching it, that and the Hatton one, I thought, I like him, man. I like the way he's coming across, wearing his Manchester United top. He was sick. And then recent age Adrian Broner, he was my favourite.
Was he?
Yeah, but sadly he declined.
It all makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mayweather and Broner.
No, Broner was really good. He fell into that wrong lifestyle, sadly, but
on the
when he was on it,
unbelievable.
He was amazing.
He put his punches together better than anyone, really.
Yeah.
Do you know, like,
he's a full-weight world champion.
Yeah, he had little T-Rex arms.
Because when you're actually on your boxing, Ben, in my opinion, that makes sense that you're watching Cubans because you've got the balance, and you're not studying unorthodox fighters. There's a
method to the madness.
Whether that be watching Leonard or you watching very well schooled fighters.
Yeah. Well, my favorite professional was Tommy Hearns. Do you know what I mean? But my dad's little training regimen was, we go in the garden, you throw no punches, we work on your feet first, and then when I got the feet right, then we go to the punches, because you see it a lot of the time in the gym, they've all got their hands, but as soon as they try and move, they're falling over, so that's what we did. We went a bit backwards. And
then the Tommy Hearns stuff fits in with that stoppage that won our KO of the year, the one in Bournemouth. Yeah. That was proper Hearnsy.
I hope so. Do you know what I mean? Hearns, he was just something about him, he was just vicious. I loved him. He had that look, that intent, and that's what I've been trying to bring in with my style, and that's why I looked out to go and get Sugar on board.
Should we talk about the S word?
Yeah, we'll mention it, but I don't want it to be the heart of the.
No, but I think people want to hear it. The S word, showboating.
I was thinking the S word. What the hell is that?
Showboating. Yeah. Now people have sort of chucked it at you, been like, "Oh, he's showboating a lot. He's showboating a lot." But I think there's a story behind it that is gonna, when people hear it, it will make more sense to them, because that's the debate in it online. People going,
that's what you hear at the moment.
People going, oh, why is he doing this? Like, oh, I'm not sure I like this. But from your point of view, it's not something you're doing. You're not taking the piss. It's just what you do.
100%. I've been saying it my whole career so far, and my whole career is only 6 fights. They keep saying disrespectful. You never see me in a press conference effing and blinding. You never see me belittle the opponent. After the fight, I always congratulate the opponent. It's just my style. And after that last fight, it's got a bit more positive feedback, but you just can't please everybody. But I say that's the only thing. I'm not being disrespectful. If anything, if you saw me in the amateurs, I did it there. Did it in the Olympics. I do it in sparring, and I'm doing it as a pro now, so it's just me.
What's it like when you do it in sparring?
It's I wouldn't say, it's a little bit awkward, for the simple fact is you're trying to work with each other, and you're not trying to take the pee, you're trying to help each other out. I pay some people to come down, and then when I start doing that stuff, they're looking at me like, I'm not coming next week then if you're going to start doing this. But it's me, I'm not trying to take the piece. So sometimes I do just go, I do work things as well. So we do the basic stuff. Then I can't help it comes out again. So after I shake the hand, I say, I hope you don't think I mean anything by it. They go, no, it's fine. I think that, thank the Lord.
It's almost like they know what you're about as well. So surely now when they turn up, they're like, you know what to expect from a spar with you.
I hope so. Anyway, I hope so. I've gone to a couple spars where you can see they don't like it, especially going to someone else's gym. But
that's almost where you can get away with it, I think. Like when you go to someone else's gym and there's like that bit of rivalry element, or like
it's
a bit of performance to it. But I was thinking like you got to pay people a bit more to make them come back the following week. Like here's for definitely taking the punches, and here's for like me mugging you off in the spar as well.
It's for the dancing,
exactly, 100%.
But that clip that went viral, the key with it is that you're doing your showboating, quote unquote, but the punches are like hurtful ones. There's a right hand over the top. There's the uppercut. Like there are the proper punches that you're doing in the middle of it. So then you can't really argue with that.
Yeah,
because that's what you're there to do.
Hit the nail on the head again. That's what my dad used to say. I used to do it in the amateurs, but I ain't gonna lie. I used to do it to just look pretty there. Do it pretty. Try and stay out the way. But coming as a pro, my dad said, if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it for a reason. So every movement, every time I made them miss, that's when I try and make them pay, really, because I used to do it, slip about 10 shots, and to them judges, he's through 10 shots, I've done nothing, where now I'm doing it and countering, and it's hurting them now.
Yeah, I think the thing with it is, well, first of all, on Saturday, I noticed that you said in the interview, you were like, my dad was a bit annoyed today.
Yeah, because like you said, I'm putting myself in little risky situations, putting myself in the corner, putting my chin out there, but I believe in my skill, and it's kind of weird. I can see it before it happens. I kind of plan a couple steps ahead. So I knew he was going to throw a left hook, then a right hook. So I just went with it. And that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's stuff that you've drilled in the gym. It must be, because they're like your reactions. You're like, you can see it. And, when a shot's coming this way, you break out to your right, or, you this time this way. Yeah. So you're drilling that stuff in the gym, but you're not necessarily always drilling the showboating element, are you?
That's
so
it.
Is that become instinctive? Like, like where you step out and you're like, I'm just gonna touch him there. Yeah. And then, but how quickly does it bring you back down to earth where you're like, shit, the referee's gonna moan at me now?
I'll tell you, every fight I've gone through, my missus always says, so what are you gonna do this fight? And I always actually say, this fight I'm gonna show my boxing. And if you watch this fight, I actually came out with the intent. I had a bit of a different look. I think I was going through the jab up and down in it. And then just instinctively, I started hopping on one leg. And then when I go into that, I go into something else. The next thing you know, the fight's done. I'm seeing highlights and I'm like, I did all that. So sometimes I don't really know I'm doing it, if I'm really being honest. I just do it because I'm in that flow. I'm having fun. I'm getting a bit excited. The next thing you know, I've probably overdone it.
I noticed in the Graidia fight that Sean McAvoy, the ref, he had to go at you 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Is it that is that a reputation you're going to get now, where refs, especially in Britain, they'll be like, what? Let's watch out for that.
That's
stuff.
the thing. I don't want to be rubbing anybody up the wrong way. Just boxing the way I box. You know what I mean? But a lot of people said, do you want to say anything about the ref? At the end of the day, he's doing his job. All he can do is his job. And I'm sure each ref, each official likes their own little style, and he probably doesn't like that. But on the internet, he's had a bit more stick than me anyway.
I mean, if the ref's there and he's thinking, I'm under pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Ben's going to do some mad showboating.
Robert Smith,
someone's going to moan at me about it.
I'm not doing anything about it.
But I can only really get him on rule breaking.
Yeah, if he does
so you've done that thing where you turned your back. I got him. Yes.
Yeah.
You can't turn your back.
Exactly. And the little tap on the head, he said, don't do that.
Like that,
I said, okay, I'm sorry.
But again, that came at the end of the flurry with like 3 big shots that have landed beautifully, and you give him a little tap.
Exactly. Just stay there. You know what I mean?
The one that really stood out for me is in the Bournemouth fight, when you're pretending to talk to someone else like on the outside of the ring. Are these things that you think of? Do you practice this stuff? Do you know what I mean? You've gone, right, in this fight, like when your missus asks you, you're like, what about if I pretend to talk to someone but I'm still hitting him?
No, I think they wouldn't let me in the ring, if I'm honest. Like I said, saying to George, in the gym you do go through scenarios. So I put myself in the corner with my coach. He'll throw certain shots. Or in sparring, if it's a spar where you can take the P, you'll put yourself in the corner again, or put yourself in situations where you can go through that. But things like that, looking out the ring and talking to someone, that's just on the fly. That I just felt it at the moment. It felt right. And I just did it, but I've still got my eyes on him, but I haven't. It's one of those, and I know what I'm doing. I'm not just completely not looking at him.
Yeah, no, you should do that. Like, you look at, I'm not talking this to the extreme, but like the looking away bit, because there will be fighters who hesitate and go, "What's he doing? He's not looking at me." And then he's go whack. Exactly. Because you used to go to the States. Have you been out in the States and sparred any of the pros yet?
Yeah, that's why I'm quite happy being with Sugar. I went out there, my first 2 camps, and I was in like Miami, New York, and I might have picked it up a bit from there because their culture's different. They're all flashy. They all talk while you're sparring. Yeah. It's completely different to sparring at home. So it got me out my comfort zone straight away. So it was really good, to be honest.
Yeah, I had that with Durrell. I sparred Andre Durrell at the Fish Street gym. And yeah, he was sharp late. He just trash talked me the whole way through.
Really? Actually, he comes to our gym. Yeah. I watched you spar saying, does all that. And I was like, I don't know how I deal with this. Do you know what I mean? Then when I sparred, I didn't like it at first. I was like, I don't really like this. Then I started doing it. I was like, all right. Then so it's true what you said.
What was he saying to you?
Well, you're a bum. So it was him and his brother, and he'd like before the spar started, he'd say, I'm the fast one, but my brother, he's the one who can. Anthony, he goes, he punches like, you know. I'm thinking, don't. Gotta get on my face. You're already late. You've given me the ump. Like, but like it just. Really clever. Like, you start, and once you got in a bit of a flow, he would like stop, move that towel, like, you know, stop, you know, or start that clock. Do this, and he would just like break your rhythm like that, as well as just be, I can't remember the things he was saying, but it'd be just waffling on at you like while you're sparring. And I just remember every time, like, even though he would be annoying, I'd leave and I'd go, yes, I'm so glad I've got that. Like, I would never get that anywhere else. 100%. Definitely not in the UK. I just remember thinking, this is just what they do in the States. They try and get
it's mental warfare, and it's mental warfare. Yeah. Like you said, it's needed because you never know what can happen in a fight in there. So I do like it, to be fair. Not at the moment, but like you said, you go back and think, I kind of needed that. You know what I mean? Ticks off the list.
So how did so based on that, with that in mind, how did Sugar Hill feel when you first were with him and started sparring and doing your stuff and that? How does he feel about
it? He likes it. What I did, luckily enough, coming out of the Olympics, I know I'm not perfect. I know I need to work on things. So I did like a little gym tour. I went to like each camp. I went to like Bolmac, Sugar, Shane, went to a couple other places. And I was just jumping in each spar, each camp, and I was learning from all of them. But like I said, all the American camps was all doing that. And I thought, okay, I kind of like this. Well, what I liked about Sugar, he had a small team. He only had Tyson and a couple of other guys. I thought he can give me his complete time. And what he was like a father figure away from my dad. Little simple things. He would wash my pants, socks. He would take me to and from the gym. But as a boxer, that's nice because you go to some of these places, you're on your own, you're in camp, it's lonely. Getting someone to pick you up and wash your clothes, that little thing, I thought, I kind of like that. And then we'd go to his house and watch old boxing tapes. I thought, oh, okay, he does like his boxing, so I like that. So that's why I kind of ended up pushing towards him.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a big Tommy Hearns fan, there's a lineage there with the Kronk. Yeah. And Emmanuel Stewart famously, like with Andy Lee, like brought him in like a son. And all that stuff you're saying there about being a father figure, it's like lived with him, did all the stuff for him, give him an environment in which to thrive.
That's it. That's what it's about. I say the worst thing he does, though, he turns off all the fans and stuff in there. He said, "Oh yeah, the Kronk gym used to be hot, so we're gonna make it hot." He has I'm from Wolverhampton, man. We don't have this heat. I was melting in the spa. But like you said, having someone like that is great. And he's been around the Andy Lees, Tysons. He even said he was around Tommy Hearns back in the day. So just picking up little knowledge like that is needed so far in my career.
It's amazing.
Yeah, one of the things that gets levelled at you as well is like, okay, it's all well and good doing this against the journeyman and that. You know what I'm going to say? It's like, well, what's he going to do when, you know, the level's up? But my argument for that is always, well, how is he going to do it at the top level if he doesn't do it at the start? Exactly. Like, you can't go for, people used to say the same about Josh Kelly. Yeah. So is that the thinking? It's like, well, I'm going to see what I can do now and then carry it through. I
wouldn't even say it's see what I can do now. I know I can do it if I'm honest. Sparring, but like I said, when I'm in America, I'm sparring some real good kids and I'm doing it there. I've done it in the Olympics. I've done it as a high level amateur, of course as amateur, but I know when I get there I can do it. And that's what I'm excited about because like you said, it is all good and well doing it against these guys. But like you said, that's who's in front of me. I can't help it. But when I am in a defining fight, it's 60-40 or 70-40 on their side and I come out and showboat with a great ring walk, get in there, hop on one leg maybe and take the title. What can I say then? So that's what I'm gearing up towards. And they'll always find something to say. I know you can never please anyone, but that's what I really want to do, is do it at the highest stage, and then they can't say anything.
How quickly do you want to progress, like, in your career? Because I think it's, you have, so far you've no problems, like, so in some ways that is the problem.
Exactly.
How quickly do you move on?
I truly believe professional boxing has changed in a way where it is a bit more fast now. Everybody they want everything now, but I've still got a mindset as where, I'm 26. You see Buatsi and Azeez the other day, they're 34 and things like that. So I've got a bit of age on my side, and I don't want to rush to the point where I've missed that middle ground, if that makes sense. You do see some, for instance, the Josh Kellys, some beautiful performances. Let's rush into this stage. Rushed him to that stage. He missed the middle stage. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Maybe we should have took our time with him. But then I don't want to take my time too long where I miss the opportunities as well. And it drags your heels. He keeps fighting him. He's fighting him. So I've got to find that middle ground. And that's why I've got my team around me. Sky can hopefully get the right fights at the right time. So it's all about perfect timing.
So far in your career, you fight with no fear.
Yeah.
Do you think you will ever fight with fear as you go through? So if they said to you, right, next fight, we're getting you gate level, would you be like, right, now I need to approach this a bit differently? My dad's telling me, be careful with the showboat. Do I need to listen to him? Don't linger on the rope, stuff like that. And would that change you?
I think you as a fighter as well, when people say, I'm not nervous, that's rubbish, I think. I think you always get nervous. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of build it up on my head. I try and make every fight a fearful fight, if that makes sense. Even like this Khalid the other day, I try to make him like the best guy I'm fighting, just for the simple fact it gets me up for it. And sadly, when it gets me up for it, I showboat more, if anything. So whoever they put in front of him, I'd love it. And I would love a name on my resume just to stop these people going, I was only doing it against him. The faster the better for a name, just so I can do that would be more exciting for me.
It's hard, don't it, when you come out of the amateurs and you're boxing the best people in the world every few months, whatever, even more regular, and then you're in against people who aren't that level. So then you kind of got to bring yourself down a little bit. Did it feel like that? And how hard is that? And like George said, that, and then there's no element of fear. There's a fear that you could lose, and then the whole thing's ruined. But like you I'm better than this person.
Yeah, I do say it's a blessing and a curse being an Olympian, if I'm honest. Just for the simple fact, you get all the fruits of your labour, you get all the promoters lining up. But then there's an element where you don't really get the learning, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'm 6 fights in, and all over Twitter, maybe you should fight Bivol next. Bivol in my 7th fight. Now, skill-wise, I believe I'm there now, but experience, I'm nowhere near there. But then if it was someone who didn't go to Olympics or wasn't on the GB team, maybe they could just slowly in the background get the fights they need. So that's the only curse I would say. But as of now, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Put me in with whoever and I'll get the job done.
Who's in charge of navigating your route to the top now? Is it your dad? Is it you? Is it your management team? Is it Shalom at Boxer?
I think the boxer always should have a say as well. Of course, you like I said, there's some people that put to me who's like, I know you'd get stick for fighting him. I said, I ain't fighting him, because at the end of the day, it's me going in there. I'll beat him up and I'm just going to look like an idiot. But at the end of the day, it's Joby, my dad, and Sugar who have the final say. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that see me pretty much every day. They're the ones that know what I can do in the gym. But like I said, it's a bit annoying. Like, we don't get a lot of names on the list. It's literally just sometimes you just get one name. And it's like, are there no other options? This ain't the best option. We could get like a bigger name, a bigger blah, blah, blah. But that's just the point we're at right now.
So you mentioned Joby and your dad there. How long ago? Joby was your coach from day one, is that right?
Yeah, he's my dad's coach.
Really? Okay, take us back then. So at what age were you?
So I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was a kid. Bouncing off the walls probably explains the showboating.
Spinning around on one leg.
Exactly. So I was bouncing off the walls, always getting in trouble at school. My mum put me in ballet. You wouldn't think if I had like elephant feet, I was stomping out the place, always getting in trouble, so they kicked me out of there.
You got kicked out of ballet?
Yeah, because I was just being disruptive, talking, having a laugh and stuff. Rugby, tennis, or every sport you can think of I tried, but I was terrible. Then my dad said, I know what he needs. He needs some discipline. We'll take him down to the gym. Went to the gym, and I'm not one of those kids who fell in love with it. I walked in, it stunk, it was dirty. I was like, I don't like this, man. My dad said, this is what you need. So I went in there, got battered my first spar. I was like, I ain't doing
How old were you at this point?
I was 7.
What?
Yeah, so I went in there, got battered. My dad said, nah. So we went home, tried other sports again, got in trouble again, went back to the gym at 11, 12. I thought, I'll just do it because my dad wants me to do it. Signed up, did the medical. Come home and said, I'm fighting next week on the home show. My dad said, home show? My dad said, you ain't ready for this. After he saw my little debut as an amateur, he said, woke me up at 6 a.m. before school. We never looked back.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were 12 at that point?
Yeah. So I used to wake me up. My best friend always used to wait for me at the school bus and all that. I never used to make it. Used to always get detentions for turning up late. Oh, miss, I was swimming this morning. No, you wasn't. I said, I am swimming. I was running. My dad, blessed me, was on his little bike next to me while we ran. They didn't believe me, but that's what we used to do. So, and then I used to come home for school dinners to train again. You know what I mean? And then train at night.
So Joby was your dad's coach?
Yeah, it's my dad's coach.
And that's why he's your godfather then?
Yeah.
Because of their connection from that?
Yeah, so my dad used to box back in the day, won a couple of titles and whatnot, but he was a doorman and he got cut on his face with a bottle all the way down here, and it kind of messed up his eyes. If you see him now, bless him, both eyes are all over the gaff. So that's what happened. And then with me going on with the ADHD and stuff, my dad took me down to the gym to Joby's, but Joby was doing martial arts then, like MMA, UFC. He kind of fell out of love with boxing. So he took me down, and Joby had a weird philosophy where he doesn't like kids boxing. He was like, I can let him come to the gym and I'll go over the basics with him, but I don't want him fighting. So that's why I went to that other gym.
Right.
But I always used to do little private sessions with Joby. He'd go over the basics, and he loved Cuban boxing as well. So he'd make me watch all the boxers. And I was like, I ain't watching this rubbish. I'd rather watch Beyblades or something, Pokemon. But my dad used to put it on. It was like homework. And then got to us. I went, actually, with my old club, I won the senior ABAs. But my coach back then, bless him, he said, you're not good enough to win the senior ABAs. You won't even get through the Midlands. So I said, all right, to prove it to you, I'm going to sign up myself, my dad. I'm going to win it. Then I'm going to leave the gym. And that's what I did. I won it, came in and said, here's the belt. Thank you very much for everything you've done for me. I'm going to go and join Joby's gym. Joined Joby's gym. Won the senior ABAs again the following year. And then...
so you won it 2 years back to back?
Yeah, then we've been together.
What year, how old were you when you won the first one?
I was 18 when I won my first one.
So then you won the ABAs and then you get your invite to GB? Is that how it worked?
The way it worked is, I don't know if it was like this with you, but they used to do like these youth things. So what it was is like all the top youths would take you to an assessment. So it was like the kid who's won the youth from Wales, Scotland. We all went down for the weekend and then we all sparred each other. And you'd go down to selections, and then I kept talk about the showboat. I was showboating there. So I remember Bob Dylan was one of the people. He had this little notebook.
Oh yeah, you know Bob Dylan.
Shout out Bob
Dylan.
Yeah.
I love
not Bob Dylan.
He's Wolverhampton man as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. So my dad goes, you know Bob, so it'll be all right. He was going against me. So like as soon as I saw him, I thought, okay, I know him, so he's gonna look after me. So I was sparring, I was doing my showboat and looking out. When I made a miss, look through the ropes, all that silly stuff. And then I look, you can't help because like so much pressure there. You look, and they had the little notepad, and Bob went. So I called my dad and I said, I don't think they like what I'm doing, man. My
like
dad
a rolling stone.
Yeah, so my dad was like, all right, try something else. So the next day I tried to do like the typical GB stiff. Didn't work. I was getting popped all over the place. So I called my dad. I said, that didn't work. My dad said, go back to your old style. Went back to my old style and got on. But going back to that, so yeah, we went through all the selection process, and then I got picked from being a youth. But what they said is, because you're a youth, you got to go in the ABAs to prove yourself. I was like, oh my God. So I went in there, won it. Then straight after that, I got on the team properly.
And your first bar up there was Joshua Buatsi?
Yeah, so I went up there. You try and make yourself look good. I said to my brother, cut my hair for me. 0.5 all over, man.
What, you messed it up?
Yeah, so I went up there like the boy in striped pajamas. Then I went up there, all my clothes was baggy because I used to wear like my brother's hand-me-downs. I went up there, they give you a big bag of kit.
Felt sorry for you.
Yeah, exactly. They give you a big bag of kit. I was like, oh, thank you very much. You sign your little contracts and stuff. Took my photo with AJ and all that. And then Rob McCracken come over and goes, what's your name, mate? I said, oh, Ben. He goes, nice to meet you. He goes, what part of the program are you with? I said, yeah, so you should know. I said, I just got here. It's my first day.
Yeah.
Exactly. He goes, oh, okay. He goes, have you got your gear with you? And I didn't want to look bad and say no because I didn't have it. I went, yeah, I've got it. Like, he goes, okay, do you mind doing some rounds with Buatsi? And I went, Yeah, all right then. So I turned to the one kid. I said, "Have you got a head guard for me?" Kieran McDonald. He goes, "Yeah." So he gave me a head guard, and I turned to an other kid, Niall. I said, "Have you got a box or anything?" He goes, "Yeah." So I put it on. I didn't even have a gum shield.
Yeah,
I didn't want to tell them. I didn't have one.
You didn't even have one in?
Nah. I thought, I can't be saying I ain't got my kit my first day. They all think I'm professional. And I got in there with these big Adidas chunky running shoes, spar decent.
You sparred Joshua Buatsi with no gum shield.
Yeah, I was making them miss. I had to. And then Rob was like, "Yeah, you're quite good. You can come with the podium squad next week." And I was like, "Podium? I have to go up here every week. I don't have a car or nothing."
I ain't got a gum shield.
I ain't got a damn gum shield.
That was good showboating. He's just showing him his teeth.
Yeah.
But it opened up doors for me straight away, and then he was good.
So I don't think people understand that you were doing that from then. You were doing all your stuff then.
Yeah,
it's not something you just turned on now. Like that's what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't turn it off, I suppose.
The funny thing, like Lee pulling, I used to love Lee pulling. He liked it. He used to pull me to the side. I like it. So what we used to do this video analysis where you sit down, watch your opponent, and all they used to honestly say to me, can ask them, is go, "Mate, we know you can beat this kid, but please don't showboat today." And I used to go, "Oh yeah, right. Go out there and do it." But luckily enough, I won. And then what I used to do was, they used to try and get me out of that at the start. You got to box like this, you got to put your hands here and block like that. But it wasn't working for me. But when I kept just winning goals and goals, I went, "You know what, mate, just do what you got to do." And that's what they used to do. Just go and do what you got to do. And then if you listen to the corner work in the Olympics, they'd let me do my thing and then they'd shout, "Shape." And then that's when I'd stiffen up a little bit, do a bit of something. Then I'd go back to my stuff. So I could switch it if I needed to.
Beat the system. Did you, how soon was you on GB before you met a Cuban?
Oh, that's a good one. That's one thing me and my dad was a bit annoyed with. We kept saying they should take us to these training camps. Like, fair play, we went to Kazakhstan and Russia, but the Cubans was just dominating the amateur sport. So there was a couple of times where potentially we could have went over to a training camp in Cuba, but the coach was like, their equipment isn't the best and the liberty is in sparring. And I said, that's what we need. If we're going to leave this camp beaten up, that's what we need. And it was like, no, because if you do get injured there, you won't be able to go into this so-and-so camp. I was like, if you get beat up, that's part of the sport. Me and my dad always used to moan about that. And then the first time I met a Cuban, he actually defected from Cuba to Azerbaijan. I met him in the European final and I lost on a 3-2 split. And then the second Cuban I fought was in the Olympic final. So not many, to be fair, but he was good. When I was fighting, I wouldn't say starstruck, but I was like, I find a Cuban and I watched all these Cubans. It was quite sick. Yeah, I mean, it was good.
We did a camp in Havana as kids, and the equipment was crap. And we all got bashed up in sparring.
That's probably why. I think you need that.
But it was amazing. It's one of the best trips we went on.
As in because you learnt a lot.
Yeah, and you got to toughen up. Like, it's a tough sport. Amateur boxing is a really tough sport. In some ways, tougher than pro. You know, in terms of you're in there with these killers, like, time after time, especially when you're a junior, because like they're mature. A lot of these nations are much more mature than we were, and you got to live on the road and out of a suitcase, and you know the food ain't great and stuff like that.
Food, oh my god, the food's abysmal. I remember we went to Uzbekistan, the best and worst trip of my life. You can ask Fraser, all those guys. It was critical, but it opened up your eyes. Like, firstly, it made you realize how privileged we are here, because you was driving on this bus, the roads was all potholes, it was horrible, bless them. But then you look to the left and these little kids was running up the mountain with hand weights. It was like, I said, what are they? They said, they're part of the boxing school. I said, boxing school? I said, so they don't go to school here? They went, no, like they get shipped here, kind of. They get moved to here. They go into these big bucket of fats and they just stay here and box. And I was like, man, if these kids are doing this, we've got to do something different. And then we went to the sparring. And like they didn't even have a ring. They was just putting like this tape up, making like a makeshift ring. And like, blessing the GB kids would just fly into each of us rings, just getting punched all over the place. But like, you open up your eyes, like, okay, these kids are training like this. We need to step up, and that's kind of the mentality that made me change.
How have you coped with the transition from amateur to pro?
To be honest, a lot of people have always said you need to change your style, this, that. But I always used to take my time as an amateur anyway. If I'm honest, I used to just pick my shots, and I don't think it's a crazy big transition. I said the smaller gloves, you can definitely start to hurt people more, because that's what I didn't try and do in the amateurs. I thought these big pillars, there's no point me trying to swing away. I'll just point score and look good while doing it. But when I had my debut and put the gloves on, I said, he's wearing these as well. It was like, yeah. I said, oh my days. But then as soon as you connect, you're like, yeah, I can hurt in these. And that's the only thing that's changed with me. And my mindset's changed a little bit where I'm like, I can start to hurt them. And I think that's why it's showing it.
At what point in your like amateur career did you start doing your stuff? I remember, it's not like something that you get coached, is it? No one's saying put your hands down, do this. Yeah. Like, when did that start?
Like I said, if I'm honest, I was probably the worst in the gym. A lot of people always come and say, yeah, as soon as I started sparring, I was this and that. I was the worst in the gym. I used to get battered all over the gaff. But I pulled my dad to the side actually not long ago. I said, why did you actually let me box? What did you see? Because I don't know what you did, but there was certain things where you'd get battered and then you'd slip to the side and throw a weird uppercut and it worked. And I was like, okay, well, thank you very much for sticking with me. But when I was a kid, I was always unfit. But I used to win just from doing like nice little flashy stuff. Then I got to about 15, 16. I didn't want to get a job. Well, I tried to get a job, but I got sacked a couple of times.
What jobs did you have?
So I worked at my local football ground, Wolverhampton.
Oh, did you? Molyneux?
Yeah, yeah. And it was the time when I was in the NABCs. I was making 66 kilogram. It was horrible. And the rule was you can't eat in front of fans. So me being a little clever so-and-so, I said, okay, well, if I can't eat in front of them, when it's time to eat, I'll just go to the toilet. So I took my pucker pie, was eating in there. Where's Ben? I don't know. Did it again. Eventually got caught and they sacked me. And then the next job, I worked at JD and I got sacked from there, hiding in the toilet.
Eating pies.
Pretty much. Do you know what I mean? So when something like that happened, I thought, the only thing I'm good at is boxing. So I thought, let me just dedicate. I'm winning unfit. Let's see what happens when I get fit and dedicate and see what happens. Next thing you know, I got the trials to GB and I was like, okay. Then I won a couple of national titles. Then I'm on the squad. And then when you get on the squad, I was like, I'm getting paid. I used to do this for free. So then that just opened my eyes even more as well. It could change my family's life.
When you joined GB, have you got ambitions now to become a professional world champion superstar? Or do you get caught up in the sort of the GB bubble and it's like you live and breathe for this Olympic cycle?
If I'm honest, I didn't even really want to go to the Olympics, if I'm honest, because like it was one of those things. It was like I said, I was just doing it as a hobby just to do it. And then when I got called up for GB, I was like, oh, well, I was doing it for free. Now I'm getting paid. They give me a house and I can travel all around the world. Why not? But the real eye-catching and thing that made me switch as well was Mark Garrity, I think his name is, I'm sure. He sat us all down and he said, one of you guys here will be a world champion. I mean, not a world champion. One of you guys here will be an Olympian. Because look around the wall, you see everybody on there. Then I looked around, you see Amir Khan, you see Anthony Joshua, and I thought, oh, look what they've gone and done. And he said, one of you will be there, because we said the same chat to them. And he said, and when you do go to the Olympics and get a medal, your life changes and you can become a pro. And I thought, well, if I'm getting paid this now, imagine when I do get a medal and become pro and get all the belts. So that's me. Then I thought, I'm only going to this Olympics so then I can become a good pro. And that was it.
I remember Anthony Joshua saying that he was like in awe of your skills. Like he looked at you and he was like, he's the perfect boxer. And he'd like pick your brains and stuff for like tips and that. That must have been quite mad because he was a big name at that point.
That's a good one actually. You picked that up. Even then you can ask him because I was showboating in that spar. I'd like.
Can you remember what the situation was? You were amateur still.
Still an amateur. I was on the GB squad, sparring. I used to spar the cruiserweights when I was middleweight. And like for me it was perfect because it was they could bang, but they were slow. So I was there just like in slow mo like this. Do you know what I mean? So it was great. And then he came in and was like, "Who do you box for?" I said, "GB, obviously." He goes, "No, where you from?" I said, "Oh, I'm from Wolverhampton." Then he'd start messaging me asking who do I watch. So I'd send him like certain boxers. And we always stayed in touch. And that's one good thing about AJ. He likes to learn. He likes to ask questions and he was picking my brains to the point where I just started ignoring him if I'm honest. Because I was like, I'm still learning. I don't know everything, so don't ask me. And truthfully, most of the stuff I do, I don't know why I do it. If anything, it's just instincts. So I can't start trying to teach him because then he starts trying to do it. I don't know what will happen.
Can you remember what you were sending him at that point? We sending him Cuban stuff and
like
old stuff you were watching?
Old school boxes really, like the Purnells and stuff like that. But looking back at it, well, I don't know why I was sending AJ and Purnell.
He ain't gonna be able to do that.
exactly.
And you were with Joshua with Floyd Mayweather. And you met Floyd that time at like a meet and greet. How weird was that if he was one of the first people you saw like in the De La Hoya build up?
Yeah, exactly.
And now he's like there. And and Joshua says like, this guy's the future.
If I'm honest, it's kind of weird. It's like, you see the way I do my ring walk and you see the way I present myself. I actually find stuff like that so awkward.
Really?
I hate that stuff, if I'm honest. And my dad was like, yeah, let's go down and I said, I don't want to meet in Greeks. I have to talk, and I can't talk the best, because that's why I got sacked at JD. My social skills was terrible. So I was like, I don't want to talk, because then I started getting hot and sweating and all that stuff. So I was waiting in the line, and I was like, I said to my dad, I just want to take the picture and leave. And he was like, oh, no. So then when he pulled me to the side, I was like, oh, this is Ben Whittaker. Then Floyd started piping up. I was like, oh my days. But looking back now, it's quite a good moment, because hopefully everything they were saying, I can slowly actually make it happen.
Yeah, he'd be telling people about when he met.
He was like, I discovered him.
I met Ben in the queue.
Yeah, exactly.
This Joshua guy was talking about him, but it's Ben.
That's a clip that's hilarious though, isn't it? Because it's Joshua and Mayweather, and then loads of people.
I felt bad for him. I felt bad
so
for him.
funny, man.
Like,
people walking straight past
One of the greatest
Mayweather.
boxers of our time. And he's just there like this.
Yeah, it's like, God, you meet. This is AJ. Have you met AJ?
Yeah, he was ushering them over there.
Yeah. Do you think that Joshua was like interested in you and his admiration of your skills? Is that why he brought in Joby in the end? Do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
It was all because of that.
That's what happened. Like he said, he was watching me. He liked my skills. Then he's like, oh, who's your coach? And I said, oh, this is my coach, and my dad does this. And apparently they got in touch. They had a couple private sessions. He liked what he saw. He liked Joby's training methods. But I'll say this, and I've said it to AJ, just because I do it, don't mean it will work for you. Certain trainers don't work for certain people, but you brought him on board. They're still taught now, but it just didn't work out in the end.
So your first spar in GB is Joshua Buatsi.
No gum shield.
Yeah, no gum shield. So we see him fight recently against Dan Azeez. Obviously, he was on the card, and everyone's pushing now for you to escalate further on. Yeah. How far away do you think you are from those sort of guys?
If I'm honest, I'm not far at all. I think honestly I could beat both of them now. But then it's one of those things. Okay, I beat them now. Where do I go after that? So and Buatsi was on Sky not so long ago, and he said a good thing. He goes, Bivol and Viterbi have got the belts. The belts are tied up. Where do I go? So then that's same with me. Where do I go? What I need right now is activity, and it's all good and well getting these viral moments, but I do need some tough fights. I need some fights that you do get hit. How do you react? You do have to dig in and things like that. That's what I want. I don't know if it will happen, and I don't want it to happen, kind of, but I do want it to happen, kind of. So I just need some of those, and I say 3, 4, 5 fights, I could start picking them all off, if I'm honest.
How busy are you going to be this year, 2024?
Super busy. I say that's the only upsetting thing. I'd have a decent performance. I've never ever had injuries, but it's typical. As soon as I turn pro, they all start coming out the woodworks. So the only one I had was in the Olympics when I tore my rotator cuff. But other than that, it's just ridiculous. But that's the thing now. This year, activity, hopefully out in March, and hopefully mid to end of the year, pick up a title and get a good name on the resume.
Can you remember those? Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, because you need like those little tests, and as much as you never want to have anything difficult within a fight, once you've got it, you're like, oh, that's nice, because you know what I mean, that's a bit of experience. You maybe had to deal with a cut, or you had to deal with just getting caught and buzzed, or and just getting through them things that you do. You never want that to be the first time you fight in Bivol or Batervia for the first time. You get cut for the first time. Exactly. You're like, Jesus Christ,
what happened here? Yeah,
exactly.
Or sometimes you see fighters who are just not quite challenged enough for 2, 3, 4 years, and then they're in with what's billed as a 50-50. They might actually be the favourite, but the pressure of it being a 50-50,
getting too deep,
it gets to you, So it's tough. I wouldn't want to be your matchmaker right now, but
it's going to be expensive for him as well.
And you want to be on the case with the list. They come to you with one opponent, say, nope. I need at least 5 to choose. I mean, when you go to a Golden Boy show, like back in the day, they would literally give you four and you'd pick which one you wanted. And they'd all be, that would, one time when I went out there was Sierra, but one of them was Badu Jack. One of them was someone, Badu Jack 2 fights later wins the world title. You know what I mean? They're not ezy fights, but that's what brings you along.
100%.
It's going to be a tough job for them though, matching you, because people will be watching and being like, I don't want to be mesmerised by this bloke and then knocked out cold. Like they're going to have to pay him for that.
No, actually, I really got to say fair play to my opponent, because he's done well. We've been speaking to each other on Instagram, and he's posted the recent video himself. He's adding edits to it, adding music, and in one of his videos has got 45 million. I said, bloody hell. You know, but yeah, it is one of those things. It's like, it's kind of hard now finding that middle ground, because some people say, I'm not going in there to get embarrassed, you got to pay me X, Y, Z. And then the other people are like, we'll fight Bivol or so on and so forth. So it's kind of hard, but that's what they're there for. That's what.
Has anyone called you out yet?
Louis Edmondson.
Yeah, I've been getting some call outs, but I know my level, and sadly, I just feel like most of those call outs are just paydays. They want a nice little payday. If they do want to lose, oh well, I lost to so and so. If I'm calling, you've heard me call out people, and if I'm calling out people, it's the top guys, the Buatsis or the Azeezes or the so on and so forth. I'll never call anyone below me because it's just pointless. One person, I don't know if you know it, he's called the Camden Taker or something like that.
Camden Caretaker.
Yeah, he was making like music videos about me, like proper promo videos, cameraman. I was going, fair play to him. I said, let's maybe get him involved then. Yeah. Checked his record, and he was like, 1-9, lost 40. I said, oh my, that would have been like the perfect build up, great talk and all that. But if I can't fight him, they'll just be saying, why are you fighting him? So he's finding that in between.
Good music video though.
He was sick. I was watching it like, fair play.
Should we have a break there? You got a feature?
I've got an amazing feature.
Is it the best one we've ever done?
It's the very best one we've ever done, actually.
All right, cool. We'll break there.
I'm George Groves. He's Dec. And if you haven't heard, the George Groves Boxing Club is going live, and tickets are on sale right now.
Nice. Our first ever live event, George. Are we going to start off in a nice low-key venue?
Absolutely not. No. We are taking on the world famous Shepherd's Bush Empire, and it is Froch Groves free. It is 10 years, Dec, since mine and Froch's fight at Wembley Stadium. So I've gone and got Mr. Froch to come down all the way down to the Shepherd's Bush Empire, and we're going to tussle it out again in podcast form.
Nice. You could get the bus there again. Should we brainstorm a few other ideas?
It's going to be the feature, and it will be the best feature we've ever done.
Maybe you and Carl could have a duel.
We'll be crowdsourcing.
For the most
Mike
part.
Skinner's coming. He's crowd surfing. 50 Cent's going to buy the first 3 rows anyway.
I don't think we could promise this.
Froch Groves free, a decade in the making. Tickets are on sale now. Listen to the George Groves Boxing Club podcast for all the details. We are back.
We're back.
Time. Right, Ben. So every week we have a feature with our guests. It's usually a quiz.
I don't always say it's always a quiz.
It's a quiz.
Literally a quiz every week.
So we got a quiz this week, right? And also on this pod, we are quite fond of a word smash.
Oh, it's not a word smash.
It's word smash week, right? So I haven't got an example because it took me quite a lot to get these questions out, right? But what happens is, Ben, I ask you 2 questions and you have to smash the answers together to give me one answer, right?
Okay.
Because you are a man of elaborate ring walks, which I am quite fond of, this week it is ring walks mash up with boxers. Okay. Smash. So we'll smash the 2 answers, right? So I've got 8 questions. You're our guest today. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second, see how it works.
Yeah, right. See how it works.
Yeah,
right.
just to warn you here, Ben, that I think none of our guests have ever understood the idea of a word smash.
No, yeah, but that's why I said you go, because I was I was trying to be nice.
We'll tee you up proper, but
so you can do.
Okay, I'll do the first one.
You'll do the first one. Will be the example.
This is very much my area of expertise. Go on in.
Because the word smash made me
numero.
Smash, so I was thinking, what?
Numero uno. Here we go.
Okay, right. So 2 answers. We smash them together. Right.
Yeah.
The first answer half is a 19-0 Liverpudlian. Currently holds, at time of recording, the WBC silver featherweight title.
Nick Ball.
Right? With the ring walks synonymous with Kell Brook.
Nick Ball of the lights.
Yeah. So all of the lights, Nick Ball.
Yeah,
all of the lights, yeah?
I was thinking, what were you on about?
Yeah, because the end of ball and the start of all. Okay, yeah.
You should get this one, Ben, as well. Right.
If not, help me a little.
Yeah, we could always edit it.
We might be here for a while.
I'm going to tighten it, yeah. Middleweight veteran, right, whose only blemishes came against Saul Alvarez during their trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? With a Nigel Benn track that he used against Chris Eubank Sr.
Okay, so Golovkin. Do you want GGG? Or
No.
Golovkin's okay. Golovkin, and then the song. Say the quick last part again.
Right, and it's a Nigel Benn Ringwalk. So it wasn't dangerous, which he always came out to, but he had another one for Chris Eubank.
Help me, man.
Keep singing it.
I come in.
Yeah. So what's that sentence? You could confer.
Golovkin something.
Good.
Oh yeah. Help me, man.
It starts with in.
Golovkin coming.
No. Oh, we're back here. What about if I told you the second bit was?
Golovkin's in the air tonight.
That's close enough.
Thank you very much.
Golovkin in the air tonight.
Golovkin in the air tonight.
Gennady Golovkin in the air tonight. Yes,
brilliant. In the air tonight. That's one.
Right. Slight poetic license here.
Oh fuck.
Right.
Here's where it starts getting weird.
Right. Russian-born Australian. Right.
Costas you?
Yeah, you already got there before the rest of it. Right. With a Manchester fighter ringwalk track. Synonymous with his beloved Man City.
This is poetic license. Costas you Moon.
Costas you Blue Moon. Yeah,
Costas you Moon. I tell you, Frank Warren wouldn't have had that.
Okay, right. Number 4. Right. Manchester nice guy. Right. Whose ringwalk track is all about the money. Right. But I want the track for that. Yeah. Okay. With a 2-weight world champion, first 2-weight world champion from the Traveller community.
Oh my lord.
Oh, I'm with you. I know it. What's the tune? It's by Mary J. Blige.
Nice. Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
I see you're messing me
Whitney
up,
Houston.
man. The God. I heard the song go a little bit.
Feeling like $1 million bill. Say, oh, say. Remember that one?
No.
It's $1 million bill.
Million. Billy Saunders. Billy Saunders. All right. Yeah.
So how do you smash them together?
Oh yeah. Crawler Bill.
The name of the song.
You got the name of the song?
Crawler Bill?
No, what's the name of the song?
I don't know.
$1 million bill.
$1 million bill.
And then how do you
$1 million crawler bill? I don't know, man. I didn't do well in school, man. You confusing me.
Put him out of his misery.
$1 million Billy Joe Saunders.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You
got
have
there
this now?
in the end.
Right, here we go. He's in business.
Oh, gosh.
Right.
We can give that. We'll give him that.
Yeah, we got that one right.
I reckon you spun him with the crawler bit.
Yeah, I was.
Right, this one's for you, yeah? This one's for you.
Me.
Right, eldest Smith brother.
Yeah.
Ringwalk track.
Oh yeah, Real Gone Kid.
With Qatar-born featherweight who held an IBF title. Real name Barry.
Real Gone Kid Galahad.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that,
Yeah, that was good. Well done. Was he born in Qatar? Never knew that.
I don't know. Wikipedia said that. It might not be.
That's what we're dealing with.
Sorry, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have this one, right?
You can see where I got sat now.
Former cruiserweight.
He just wants a pie.
Former cruiserweight and heavyweight world champion. Right? Smashed with Bournemouth world champions ringwalk track.
Ooh. So I think I think it's Usyk and William Smith.
Think of this former cruiserweight and heavyweight champion, British, likes to be outnumbered.
David A. Alright, cool. So we got that.
Now, what's Chris William Smith's ringwalk song?
I don't know. You know, he just walks the ring angry.
Yeah. Because do you know who it's by?
Yeah, no, it's by Kano.
He brought us that rum. Shout out Kano.
Shout out Kano.
Shout out Sully.
Yeah, shout out Sully. Yeah.
Boy.
No spoiler alerts.
But I don't know what the song is. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey Hale.
You're so close.
Oh my God.
Smash it together. Smash David Hay and Hale.
David Hey Hale.
Yes. David Hale.
We cut that. Easy work.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the showboat. David Hale.
David Hale.
Yeah.
Mexican fighter who has 2 losses to Mayweather, 1 loss to Hatton, and a win and loss to Corrales, with an Irishman's ring walk that his father frequently sang for him.
Danny Boy. Danny Boy, and he lost to Mayweather twice.
Yeah, this Mexican lost to Mayweather twice.
Yeah.
So which Mexican got to fight Mayweather twice?
Castillo.
He lost to Hatton.
Castillo, Danny Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called
I
Oh
like
Daddy
every time
Boy.
we get it right. Yeah, he laughs, man. Look at me laugh.
One Luis Castillo, Daddy Boy. I like that. That's strong. Right, you should get this one.
Is this the last one?
Last one.
Thank fuck for
This one's
that.
to you. And a little bit of poetic license here as well, right?
God.
You'd be saying, right, hand of stone. Hand of stones with a promising British fighter's Ringwalk track that his girlfriend performed a ballet performance as part of the Ringwalk.
Oh, God.
Slight poetic license. Do you know what the song was called?
What was the song?
It's All Day. Kanye West. All Day. No, actually, no, it's Runaway. Okay.
Hands of Stone.
The Runaway. The Runaway.
Yeah.
The Runaway.
That's easy work.
That was
easy
good.
work.
That
There
was
we go.
very good.
I'm happy at that word smash.
Very good, mate. That was good. That's the best the boxer's done on it as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Lord have
Couple of
mercy.
teething problems, but
Your example wasn't clear.
David Hale. What are you talking about? The
David
example was
Hale?
Perfect. Yeah. Well, so
Nick Ball of the Lights.
Nick Ball of the Lights.
You
Yeah.
won't be able to
quick with
beat that.
one. He was
Yeah, that's what this thing is. Just what we do, isn't it?
It's how we do it.
Yeah. Can't do anything else. So yeah, 2024, busy year. That's the idea. And I saw somewhere that you profile building is 2024.
Yeah, I say profile building, but if something pops up, like I said, a title, a name, I'm not gonna say no because that builds your profile as well. So it kind of mash the two together. But I say the main thing is just activity and pick up what I didn't leave off. If I'm honest, like I said, all the inactivity, the niggles, injuries. I've just did a decent knockout in December, decent stoppage on the last weekend. So I just want to keep that going now. And I think the more time you're in the ring, the more my performances will get better.
And what's going on with the music career right now?
It's out.
Yeah.
We don't want to date it, but it's out now, isn't it? The video.
Yes, it's out now. Do you know?
How long have you been sitting on this?
I've been sitting on it for a while. If I'm honest, I had a good little studio.
Did you have to get passed by your dad first?
Yeah, my
Is that
dad don't like the
concentrating
swear
boxing?
words. You know what I mean? He's like, focus on your boxing. Don't get any distractions. But it's just a little hobby. You know, I could have easily go to the clubs or do something like that. It just keeps me out of trouble. If anything, just mess around with my friends in the studio. And the opportunity pulled up because of all this viral stuff. They got in contact with us and said, would you like to put your song on our platform? I said, definitely. You know what I mean? Definitely. It's something I'm interested in. It's a hobby. And hopefully he's still doing well.
So it's mad what that fight's done for you though, because like in America, it's kind of going mad as well. Did Shakur Stevenson tweet you back? Or you quote tweeted it?
It's ridiculous. I've had Shaquille O'Neal follow me and message me, sending me his number. I've had people.
Was he like, can you send me clips? I'm trying to get like you, mate.
Because he messaged me before, but he was like, I was like, this has got to be fake, man. I was like, I don't know. He was like, messaging me, I love your style. I said, oh, thank you very much. And then after that fight, message me again. Here's my number. I'd love to come and watch your fight.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. And I had people like Odell Beckham Jr., who are, I think, sick. He followed me. Chance the Rapper. The list is going on. It's ridiculous. But like, it's all good and well that happening. You've still got to win. And that's what I like about myself, to blow my own trumpet. And I'm kind of level-headed in that sense. I know that stuff's coming, but it can easily get nipped in the bud if you lose or something like that. So that only happens if I keep doing what I'm doing. So back to the gym Monday.
So when's Shaq coming?
I need to sort it out. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, having someone like that ringside would be class. I'd have to probably get him 2 seats, but it'd be worth it.
You won't want to sit behind him, would
No,
you?
exactly.
You got to be row 2, row B. Yeah. Oh fuck.
Yeah, Shaq behind us. That's mad. Are you ready for what's coming though? The avalanche of like profile and what it's going to go mad for you pretty soon.
I think bless my mom. She kind of built me up in the way where, as moms do, she always used to make me do like little karaoke, and she used to make me feel like Michael Jackson. You're gonna be a superstar. Oh, thanks, mom. But like, it's a passing comment. Your mom's always gonna be your biggest fan. But I kind of ran with it and said, you know what, I will be. And he's kind of planning out that way. But I want to be remembered for my boxing, if anything. Of course, that's good. We're in a day and age with the social media helps. It can get you a couple more clicks and follows and sponsors. But when it's all said and done, I want to be known for my boxing, if I'm honest, and the achievements I've got in boxing. Because if it wasn't for boxing, I wouldn't be where I am now. So boxing's the root of everything, with a bit of rapping.
We'll hold you to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold you to it, and
Exactly.
I'm sure your dad and the people you've kept around you will hold you accountable to it as well.
Definitely.
Have you had to do stuff that you don't want to do yet? Have you
this
ever been
podcast.
steered in the wrong direction? Yeah. I shouldn't have asked you. You've been steered in the wrong direction. You know, like, you want to be known for your boxing. So I don't want to be talking about bloody showboating or something else, you know.
Word smash.
I say all of it's good. Like all publicity is good, if I'm honest. But even like I'd say, even the rapping thing, like when I was coming up, put it on there. I was trying to push it, and then I got to a point where I just want my boxing to speak for itself. And then they gave me the opportunity. Do you want to go on the platform? And at first, I said to my missus, I don't really want to do it now because it will wash away my boxing. But I thought the opportunity is there. So it's just one of those things. But like I said, you just take it while you can because you've only got one career. So whatever comes, I'll kind of take. But I've got a good family around me. You know, they kind of, if I did get sidetracked, which I wouldn't, they would kind of reel me back in. So it's good. So
I noticed as well, you got your watch on your right hand. You left-handed?
Yeah, so I'm like a left-handed orthodox.
Left-handed orthodox,
yeah, so,
like Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, so when I was, it's weird, like when I went in the gym, I was like southpaw a little bit. And the coach was like, what hand do you write with? Because I actually write with my right, but I'm stronger on my left. He's like, oh, if you're orthodox, if you're right-handed, you got to go orthodox. But I was like, I felt comfortable more southpaw, but you got to listen to the coach. So I was like this, and eventually I do, but that's why I kind of switch it as well. But yeah, this is my shot. So I got a good jab and a good left hook.
Kevin Mitchell, the same as well. Right, left-handed orthodox. Yeah. George, you need one more thing.
Yeah, last thing, Ben, is we ask every one of our guests to give us a Ringwalk track to put on our playlist of Ringwalk. It's on Spotify for the listeners to listen to and imagine them as you.
Oh, that's very good. Let's go with Runaway, Kanye West. I think that was a good one. The missus was involved, so she'll be happy as well.
She was happy.
I think you mean Roberto de Runaway.
Yeah.
That's a tune. That's not on there yet, is it?
No, it's not on there yet.
I put after the Prince one. What was it? What's the tune?
Oh,
When Doves
Cry.
Yeah, Doves Cry. That was I put that on the playlist when you asked me because it was off the back of that first one. That's a tune.
That was a
but
tune.
Runaway, that's a big tune.
Yeah, Prince.
Get it on there.
Solid. Kanye West, solid.
And you could have put your own one on there. Is it on Spotify?
Yeah, we're getting it on Spotify. But
okay, maybe we'll stick that on.
I'm humble.
Tell you what, when you come on second appearance, we'll do it then.
Yeah, we'll do it then. Yeah. Make sure we'll come back.
We don't want to waste it.
Ben, thanks so much for coming in, pal. It's been great talking to you, and I know you're busy at the moment, and I can't wait for this episode to go viral.
I fucking hope so.
Let's hope so.
But I think you dispelled a few myths as well. I think people will understand it a bit more now.
Well,
the method to the madness.
I hope so, but like you said, you can never sway everybody. So.
He doesn't want to be understood anyway. He's a genius.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point.
But as long as you two understand,
that's all that matters. And the word smash.
I don't understand you.
No, it don't work out.
You don't understand me. No. Word smash is. We'll get there one day.
We will. Ben Whittaker, thank you very much.